The comment section in today's video is going to be sassy and spicy and whatever adjective you want to use, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to go ahead and debate who the face of baseball is going into the 2021 MLB season. Is it still Mike Trout? Is it Aaron Judge? Is it Ronald Acuna Jr.? Or is it Fernando Tatis Jr.? We're going to go ahead and close the book on that today, or we might have opened Pandora's box. Either way, it's going to be really fun. We're going to talk about the face of baseball, the Yankees, the fact that they might finally have their number 5 starter, and then also Shohei Ohtani. He's looking like this fella over here, Mr. Babe Ruth. I mean, Shohei is just an animal to start spring training, but then again, it's spring training, so who knows what's going to happen for the rest of the year, but we're going to go ahead and not edit today's video, so if I fumble over my words, just laugh with me because I'm actually short on time. My alarm didn't go off today, so I'm trying to rush and get this out. But Jose Iglesias in 2020, he had a 160 OPS plus in 42 games. There's actually no chance that he's going to be able to keep that up, but one thing that he can keep up is his defense. The guy has been a web gem machine over the last few weeks. Another one, a play up the middle. This is kind of a second baseman's play. I'm not sure if the shift was on. I kind of just saw it real quick, but I wanted to update you that Jose Iglesias is a human vacuum, and the biggest question is, will Jose Iglesias be able to even have a 100 OPS plus going into 2021? Because if he can do that, the Angels, I mean, they have a significant upgrade over there at shortstop. Max Scherzer, Max Scherzer is probably back. I'm going to put an asterisk by probably because he had a down 2020 season. While he was still great, he was not in the Cy Young conversation, which really hurt me because he has been so dominant for so long. He had 7 strikeouts and 4 innings of work. Now, this is the last year of his contract, so he needs to erupt. He's aging a little bit, so everyone is going to be trepidatious about the fact that is Max Scherzer going to be able to throw 97 for the next 5 years? Is he going to get a fat contract? That is a big-time question going into the 2021/2022 offseason, and there are so many free agents next year. I think Corey Seager, Francisco Lindor, Max Scherzer, they're all going to have to explode. I mean, Corey Seager really has nothing to worry about because he was the World Series MVP, and now he's raking in spring training. We're going to talk about him later today. I mean, honestly, he's going to have his best season in baseball, no doubt. Juan Soto, because we were talking about Max Scherzer and the Nationals, take a look at his career projections. This is stupid. He is on pace to have an almost 100 WAR career and almost rack up 600 bombs. That's why I'm trying to tell you, if you have a Juan Soto rookie card, please get that graded and keep it forever, because that's going to be worth $10,000 one day. But Juan Soto, he's in the conversation for face of baseball as well. Now, one thing I do want to mention is this graphic right here, because I thought it was very interesting. One more little debate I wanted to have before we talk about the face of baseball. Which row of outfielders would you rather have? The top one with Ronald Acuna Jr., Cody Bellinger, and Mike Trout, or the bottom with Mookie Betts, Juan Soto, and Christian Yelich? Now, at the bottom, you have the potential to have the best hitting outfield that we've ever seen, but on the top row, you have the speed, you have the cannons for arms, and you have the defense. So to me, I would go with the top row because you have Mike freaking Trout. You can put him in left field. You can put Acuna in center field, and then Cody Bellinger in right field. I mean, nothing is going to drop in that outfield, and you're going to have 100 combined home runs, maybe 50 to 60 combined stolen bases, and 50 to 60 defensive runs saved. So I'm going to go ahead and choose the top row. Let me know what you would do in the comment section down below. We have another little debate. I mean, I'm just throwing a bunch of questions at you guys today. Nolan Arenado had an RBI single yesterday for his brand new team, the St. Louis Cardinals, and then Blake Snell for his brand new team, the Cardinals, had a very solid start. But remember, it's spring training. These guys are just getting warmed up. But it begs the question, who is going to have the better season for their new squads? Do you think that Nolan Arenado is going to be in the MVP conversation, or on the flip side, do we think that Blake Snell is going to have a Cy Young caliber season, or do you think that they're both going to be pretty good and that it's kind of pointless to try and say who's going to be better? I'm actually curious to what you guys have to say in the comment section down below. Aaron Judge is looking healthy this spring training. I'm not going to say that he's looking good. The main thing about Aaron Judge going forward for the rest of his career is longevity. The fact that he needs to stay healthy. So he had a pretty hard single yesterday. I'll give him that. I could not find the clip, unfortunately. And then Giancarlo Stanton, he had a 120 mile an hour line out yesterday. If you've ever played MLB The Show 20, this was a perfect line drive straight to the outfielder. I would have definitely thrown my controller out the window. And then because we brought it up in the intro, Domingo Germán in my opinion, has officially secured that number 5 spot in that rotation. Even though Deivi Garcia has been really, really good in spring and he's really impressed a lot of people and turned a lot of heads and proved that he can be a starter one day, he's just a little bit on the young side, so they're trying to see if Domingo can really capture that lightning in a bottle that he had a few years ago before he was suspended. I mean, a lot of people hate Domingo Germán, and it's fully understandable, but a lot of people are on his side that he's not very good up here mentally and that maybe he's on the track of recovery. So let me know what you guys think of Domingo Germán. Shohei Ohtani. How did he even hit this home run? He flicked it to the opposite field. Now, a lot of people are saying that's just the Arizona air because it's very thin and it's a little bit warmer, so the ball is going to travel a little bit further. That's even what Michael Lorenzen said, the two-way superstar. I shouldn't say superstar, but the two-way pitcher that gave up the home run. And also, he did it again. Shohei Ohtani hit it even further on the second bomb. And I just have to say, this is what I've been talking about. The fact that he throws 102. He's in the top 93% in sprint speed. He can hit a ball 470 to center. He can hit 2 home runs to left field. He can pull a ball 500 feet to right field. I mean, how many guys in baseball history can do that? Not very many. I mean, he was going up against a two-way star in Michael Lorenzen because he's a pretty solid hitter. He plays a decent outfield, and he can pitch. So if anyone is going to say that Shohei Ohtani is impressive, it should be Michael Lorenzen, and that's exactly what he said. All right, the moment that you've all been waiting for, the face of baseball debate. I'm going to throw 5 names at you guys right now, maybe a little bit more if I can think of any. So we have Mike Trout, who has been the face of baseball. Bryce Harper, a lot of people would say that back in his prime he was, so maybe he's not as talked about anymore, but I still want to bring him up. We have Fernando Tatis Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr., and Mookie Betts. Also, Aaron Judge is a face of baseball contender. I mean, if you don't agree with me, that's fine, but he's absolutely in the conversation without a doubt. You could probably throw in Juan Soto because now he's becoming so much more, a household name. But on Twitter, he doesn't even have 20,000 Twitter followers, so I'm not sure if he's as talked about as I'm making it out to be. Maybe he's just famous in the baseball world, but outside of that, no one knows about him. Where if you went into Gap, or Baby Gap, and you said, what do you think of Bryce Harper? What do you think of Mike Trout? People would be able to give you an answer in return, whereas Fernando Tatis Jr., Ronald Acuna Jr., maybe not so much. But in my opinion, even though the debate has been Acuna is the face of baseball because he has more games under his belt, I am sticking with Fernando Tatis Jr., just barely above Mike Trout. So I would go Tatis Jr. just because he's got the speed, the swag. He understands that the game of baseball has to change, and he doesn't mind breaking the unwritten rules. Whereas Mike Trout, he just doesn't say anything. I love how he brings that to the game. He is different, but he's more old school, I would say. That's the life that he wants to live. I can't judge him for that. I just wanted, it kind of frustrates me, but I understand where he's coming from, and that's why I truly believe that Tatis Jr. is the guy going forward. He will be the savior of baseball, even though he doesn't have 162 games under his belt. I promise you, his first 142 are historic, so just enjoy it while it lasts. The next 14 years are going to be amazing. Now, sticking with the Padres, they have another young stud in CJ Abrams. I just picked up his rookie card yesterday. I'm going to try and get that graded. Also, if you want to see me open more packs, let me know. I'm going to do that on my second channel because I have become addicted all of a sudden. But he had a grand slam to the opposite side yesterday. It just barely squeaked out. But you know who doesn't have to worry about squeaking out? Corey Seager. He is a man on a mission to prove to everyone that he is better than Bogarts. He is better than Trevor Story, Carlos Correa, Francisco Lindor, Fernando Tatis Jr. He wants to have some respect on his name, and I honestly think he's about to erupt for 40 to 45 home runs. So let me know, what do you think is the betting odds? Do you think he has a good chance to hit 40, or do you think that he's going to hover around 30 to 35? And then last but not least, Michael Chavis has been raking, and I want to ask you all, what are the expectations for both him and Rafael Devers, because they both had down seasons. Devers not so much because he still had a really respectable 110 OPS plus, but for the most part, I mean, Chavis and his 69, while that is usually very nice, OPS plus in baseball terms, that is horrific. So Chavis and Devers, they need to bounce back, as well as Eduardo Rodriguez and a few other guys on the Red Sox, and if they want to be an 80 win or even a 500 baseball club. So there you go. I only fumbled over my words twice. Thank you so much, baseball gods, for being nice to me, or the vocabulary gods, I don't know. That's it. All right, I have nothing else to say. Let me know, who is the face of baseball? Stay safe out there, and I'll catch y'all later.